I don't think this is exclusive to Cedar Bluffs. I think it's exclusive. It's like this in every small town. The town is the school, and the school is the town.
The small school offers more quality education to every kid.
A lot of kids get lost in the cracks, and I believe here at Cedar, I don't think that happens.
As far as closing, really could happen at any time. I mean, the state sees small schools as a financial liability. Well, the school is the community. All the events, everything that goes on around the town is based on happenings of the school, either be a football game, volleyball game. Basically, the town is the school.
I think your best example, if you really want to see that, you go down to the state basketball tournament. And you go to those Class A games, and there's a lot of people there, but there's not a town there. Where when you get to those Class C, Class D, even Class B a little bit, you get to those Class C and Class D games, you have a town living and dying on that school.
Here, it's the town. It's the whole deal. The kids here, it's our town, it's our school. This is it. And so I think they have a lot more pride in where they live than kids in a big community.
I think it's close. I think the community and the school, it goes hand in hand. I think a lot of the people in the community show up to our extracurricular activities, and they obviously have kids that go to the school, and so I think they get really involved in the school and in the community.
It means a lot because we need their backing, and we need their understanding and their commitment to us in all areas, financially, emotionally, physically, for the school, for academics, as well as athletics. So the community is very big for our school.
I think the school means a tremendous amount to the community as an employer and as a place for the community to meet, whether it's at games or parent-teacher conferences or things like that. It gives the community a sense of glue that holds it together.
Community is the support system. We go hand in hand. We need them, and like I said before, they need us.
The student-to-teacher ratio. Everybody talks about learning communities, and everything shows statistics and information out there that the smaller class size you have, the better the learning opportunity is for those kids. And that's exactly what small schools give. We give that basically 1 in 10 type range.
I can tell you in my classroom that I average about 20 students in every one of my classes.
9, 10 kids.
15, 16 on my class sizes.
My largest class size is 19.
27.
28.
26.
My smallest class has 4.
And the smallest I have right now is 3.
Probably 8.
My smallest is 8.
It's 16.
When I click on this, I'm going to get... Having a small class size is a huge benefit to students because of the one-on-one that they can get.
And then just 4 out. They can come in, get help with it. They're not just a number, you know, that we expect perfection out of them, and they can get that at a small school.
Plus, the teacher has more time for the students. We're able to have more contact with them and develop relationships with them in the classroom.
Those small classes allow for class discussion. They allow for when the students have time to work on an activity or on an assignment. I can monitor them. My students never leave the classroom with less than 1/3 of their homework finished. And I know when they leave that classroom, they're on track. They know what they're doing, and they'll be able to finish the assignment.
When you have a smaller class, you obviously have a more intimate setting too, and you're able to interact with the kids in a different way, which a small school and small classes allows you to do.
Our small classes are more of an advantage because it allows us to go deeper into whatever teacher is studying.
The pros would have to be that you get to know your teachers when, if you're doing a project, they're more than willing to help you. They go the extra mile a lot of the times. I don't think you get that at a bigger school.
From a scholastic standpoint, it's going to be very difficult for them to drop out because the teachers spend a lot of their time and effort on each kid.
I'm not only a teacher, I don't only teach my students about the curriculum, but I'm teaching them about life and how we handle the ups and downs in life. We're teaching them how to handle change. We're teaching them how to adjust to good things and to bad things that happen in our life. We can do that more in a small school than can happen in a large school. I feel as a teacher I have more impact on my students in a small school setting than I would if I was in a large school.
In smaller schools, kids don't fall through the cracks. If you get to be too big, you can lose kids.
I'll tell you what, if I had to choose between having my child go to a Class A or B school or a Class C or D school, my child would go to a Class C or D school. Now, since I've came here 20 years ago to today, our enrollment is down, which is scary. We don't want that.
It's something that all, particularly small schools look at because, we've had a trend of declining enrollment for about 10 years.
I think that's probably the biggest thing. It's hard enough when you're surrounded by larger communities to get kids that want to stay here and learn in a small town because they feel they can go to a bigger city and get exposed to bigger things.
When you look at schools that are talking about consolidating or closing down, and then you see the effects of what has happened to towns where the schools have closed, it hasn't been positive, it's been negative.
I think the town would probably shrink and age, and like a lot of towns that lose their school end up being just a shell of their former self.
If the school would happen to close down, there would be no reason for people to stick around here. Because mainly the reason people do stick around now is because of their kids going to school here or the bonds they have to the school. Once it closes down, if there's no reason to stay, what identity does people have?
It's an identity. It's, you know, schools forever have always been the identity of the town.
To not have the Cedar Bluff Public Schools as one that would definitely change the identity a little bit. But like I said, you can't change history. The history's always going to be there. But it would affect it somewhat.
Most of the kids would lose a part of themselves. I mean, seeing your high school close down, that's part of your memories. And it's great to come back every once in a while and see everything, but if it's no longer here, your memories just stay in your head and could possibly fade away.
I got to be honest, that has been in the back of my mind for a long time. Anybody teaching in a small school in the last 10 or 15 years has that concern.
It sounds as though we're sitting okay for now, for a few years, but I don't know down the road, and things can change.
You know, do I think it's going to happen? I really don't know. Optimistically, I just, in my gut, I feel that it won't, but, you know, I can't say that that's the case either, you know.